Well, first thing, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Sure. My question is, you do a lot of voices. I was wondering how many in total, and when did you first realize you were able to, change? Because there's a big difference in all of them as well.
You know, from a very young age, I knew that I wanted to do something with voiceover, and I always sort of had a penchant for imitating people. And it's funny, with this show, it was really a money saver initially. I mean, there was almost no money to do this pilot. As I said, they gave me next to nothing, and so I had to do a lot of these things myself, and it ended up being something that I just kind of stuck with. And we did audition. It's funny, I remember when we started, after I did the pilot, we auditioned people for Brian. And it was just the strangest array. The guy who played Ned Ryerson in Groundhog Day auditioned for Brian. I swear to God, William H. Macy auditioned for Brian. I'm making that up. I have the tape somewhere, it's insane. And I guess it's a testament to my arrogance that I said, no, I'm gonna do it. I don't think Bill Macy has it down. But it's something that is nice, because when you're writing a script, oftentimes, like take the thing where there's an episode where Stewie is ribbing Brian about his novel. That was a gag where on paper, if you read it, it just looks like a long, boring speech and not that funny. But by doing a lot of these voices myself, I have the freedom to go into the booth and say, all right, I know that's not funny on paper, but we're going to do this in there, and it's that's going to make it something special. So it's something that I sort of had a knack for, fell into, and have kind of stuck with. And I on a weekly basis for any given episode, there's probably maybe like 12 to 15 per episode, just because of all the cutaways and all the one-liners and whatnot. Cool.
Thank you for letting me call it shit.
Alright, Thundercats, what's your question? What's your
Got a little
question?
two-parter for you.
What?
Got a little two-parter for you.
Alright.
Should I ask you for an autograph now, or am I going to chance to do that later?
Well, what's your question?
Alright.
You know about floodgate, it must be hard to sell.
How do you feel that your content that you produce affects society and pushes the bar for media?
How do I feel Family Guy affects society?
Yeah.
And it pushes the bar for media? Well, I don't know that we affect society that much. I hope we don't.
You're kind of like instant inflation.
Really? So are we all Tony Baselli and Angela Bauer? Yeah, I mean, as far as the media, we do try, and it's a very, very difficult time for television as far as the FCC is concerned, because ever since Janet Jackson bared her breasts, the government has used that as an excuse, and very effectively, to curtail a lot of what we can do on TV. There's a lot of things that we used to be able to do, mainly poop jokes. Believe it or not, that's the FCC's offense number one is poop jokes, that we can't do anymore. And so it's almost like a daily battle to try and maintain some kind of edginess, based on, fines that are just, you screw up once on a network, one use of the word penis that's used in the wrong way, or a way that rubs them the wrong way, and you're looking at like a $300 million fine. It's insane. It's the days of the punishment fitting the crime are kind of out the window. So we're trying to, keep penis jokes alive.
Let's hope I don't ask the wrong question.
Just be yourself, son.
All right. My girlfriend, I don't think she really likes it, but I love to beat her in chicken fights, man. How many more of those you
Sounds to me like maybe you're not with the right girl.
The giant chicken makes an appearance in the upcoming season. It's slightly different. It's slightly different. We kind of figured that we got to start doing something different with this guy rather than just filling up 4 minutes of an episode. Self-indulgent fisticuffs. But he will be back very soon. That you can count on.
I got a two-part for you.
Everybody's
half an hour chicken fight. Yeah.
First one, like, the other guy asked about you doing the different voices and stuff. Is it, because there's a lot of episodes where it's just Peter and Brian for like the whole episode. Is it harder or easier on you to do those types of episodes?
Well, it's the hard thing is the tricky thing is the table read because there's no you have to do it in real time. So you have to go from Peter to Brian to
Stewie, Brian, give me good.
When I get into the record booth, I tend to do them separately. Like I'll do if it's something where they're overlapping, where we want it to sound like it's improvised, then what I'll do is let's say record all the Peter stuff, but leave a space and kind of say the Brian lines in my head, and then go back and listen to the Peter stuff and record the Brian stuff over it. So it's or we'll just do them all separately and edit them together in a way that sounds natural. But there's a number of ways to do it.
My other question for you was, like, I personally want to like break into the business, and I'm not gonna like assault you for it now. Like, what are the proper channels to go through to try and pitch like a cartoon or something to you?
That's a very good question. There's no simple answer for that. You just have to put together a nice little package, do some character designs, tell what the show is about.
And everything, it's done.
It's done. And you just have to make as many copies as you can and send it to literally what some people do is call information for Los Angeles and say, give me the number of the William Morris agency or the address and just mail it. I mean, for me, I did a student film and my college sent it out to LA and that was how I got into it. But there's no one way, everyone does it differently, and the best thing you can do is just get as much of the material out there as you can and hope that it falls into the hands of somebody who responds to it and can do something about it.
Thank you.
Cool.
Alright, I got one part. You ready?
All right.
Great. I was just wondering why so many people from Mad TV end up doing voices for the show.
Well, Family Guy was originally going to be a series of shorts on Mad TV, like The Simpsons was for the Tracy Ullman Show. That was how it began, and I got to know a bunch of the cast over there, and dated one of them, and it was very. It was a girl, don't worry.
Borstein, wasn't it?
No, I didn't. I've never dated Alex Borstein, but there was always kind of a camaraderie. I mean, they were, Alex had a lot of friends over at Mad TV, and I knew a lot of people from that show from when I was doing the presentation, and it was going to be for that show, and it's Fox, and we're all Fox, and they're a talented bunch, and it's a good kind of group to pick from because they have many different talents, and they're good impressionists and whatever you happen to need for that week. You need a James Brown impression, chances are there's a guy on Mad TV.
Ari Spears.
Ari Spears, yes, correct.
Good, that's good.
Cool.